But Journey played at the halftime, and instead of singing South Detroit, they sang San Francisco because they're not going to sing South Detroit while the Niners are playing the Lions. Well, it didn't do anything for them South Detroit Lions because, they lost. They collapsed in the second half. To the chagrin of Motor City fans
Bummer.
worldwide. A real bummer, yes. But what are you going to do?
I would like the 49ers to win because their
Over the
fullback is from, I guess there's another, Travis Kelce's from Cleveland Heights.
There is a local guy with...
But there's a dude from Medina County, from Lodi, Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh, yeah?
He is, he's the fullback for the 49ers. And Travis Kelce's already won, I think, 2 Super Bowls. So,
yeah.
Go spread that around a little bit.
Right. Jason Kelce won with the Eagles, is that right?
Yeah.
And then he said he's going to retire?
No, he didn't. Ian Rappaport reported that he was, or Adam Schefter, one of those guys, reported that he was going to retire, and then he went on his podcast and said, I'm not retiring. When I retire, I'll do it on the podcast.
Oh, I see. On their podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the clicks.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. So he's still got more to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for a lot of people, Travis Kelce, because of the Taylor Swift thing, there's a sizable portion of the viewing audience for those things that think that Travis Kelce just popped up out of nowhere. But he's been doing that.
He's been one of the best tight ends for a long time.
For quite a while. Yeah. Yes, he's been in the league for a long time. Alan the Poundcake say his wardrobe has changed. Sir, I believe it's pronounced Warbury.
Good point.
My vocabulary has changed, too.
See, it has grown. He has evolved into actual English words.
Again.
Other people are accusing you of being a hoarder.
Me?
Yes.
For clothes?
He's too busy sleeping till noon to sort through his laundry. Well, no, what I took from what you said was, I'm not going to wash it if I'm not going to wear it.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I will. It's not a laziness thing. It costs money and takes time to wash all those clothes. So if I do it at my apartment, it's going to cost a lot of money. And then if I
you got to do it on a case-by-case basis.
Or I'll have to do it at a relative's house. I'll
understand
sit
that.
at my brother's house or my mom's house and just sit for hours waiting for my laundry to get done for clothes I might wear. There's never been a time where I have spring clothes, shorts and T-shirts. I have winter and fall clothes, which are really bulky and heavy, and sweaters and stuff. So I don't want to just wash those. That's going to take some time. That might get 1 or 2 washes and a couple dries because it's been sitting there for a long time and it's bulky. So, no, I am the exact opposite of a hoarder. Well, give me that title for clothes only then, because everything else, I'm not afraid to part with anything. If I leave and I can't afford to take everything, people come pick it up, or I'm throwing it out.
Huh.
I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want the clutter. I don't like clutter.
And so have you wouldn't call up one of those places that say, hey, we'll come by your place and we'll give them to homeless cats or veterans veterans with cats or whatever.
Taking my stuff.
I don't want them taking. I don't want veterans taking my stuff.
I said I'm going to throw it out. I didn't say you could have it. I want to see it in the dumpster, and then you guys got to go get it.
Wow.
Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised?
Well, he just always throws tacks in the road.
It's got to be.
Yes.
It's got to be on the curb, and somebody drives by with their pickup truck, and they're like, and they back up, and then someone gets out, and then they lift it onto their flatbed. And I'm not just about to just give it to you. It's got to be on the curb.
Huh.
With debris on it.
Debris. So your thought is, if you really want this, you make everybody work for it.
After a long rain. Yep.
Right.
Just need some elbow grease. You just, dry it or dust it off, whatever it is.
A little bit of elbow grease, even though there's all kinds of grease on his clothes.
No, yeah, I'll probably, if anything, I'm not giving it to my mom because I would end up moving out at a later date, and I'm not moving her out anymore. She has enough stuff. So no, I would either give it to a relative or Savers or something. Like there are agencies that do that. So yeah.
Huh.
Or somebody wanted it, but that again, that's if I don't use it. And there's very few things that are operational in my apartment that I don't use.
Would you say very few things that are operational that you don't use?
Yeah, like my coffee maker is out because I use it every day. The stuff that I don't use, like I have, my mom got me a toaster oven or some type of oven for Christmas, and one, I don't have the space for it, and I know I don't have anything to cook on it. So it's still in the box. I haven't used it yet. Not to say I won't use it, but it's not. I'm not gonna take it out and take the business of taking it out and throwing away the box if I'm not going to use it. So it's still sitting in the box, waiting for use. When I have a dinner party at my house, I'll use it.
Netflix is making a big deal about this, and I'm not quite sure why. I guess maybe because it's never been able to be streamed before. But Netflix making a big deal about February 15th. They're going to be dropping Crossroads.
The Britney Spears movie?
Yes.
I love Rockville.
Well, I guess this is the movie, if people don't remember, this is the movie where Britney Spears sells her soul to the devil to learn how to play the guitar.
Is that part of the movie?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of another movie called Crossroads. No, actually, this is the movie where Britney is cast as a nerdy high school loser when at the same time in real life, she was on every hottest list, right?
Yeah. She has to be relatable, Alan. She can't just be the head of the cheerleader because then
it's called acting.
Yeah.
Acting. Yeah, but they didn't give her she's all that treatment where she's only hot after she takes it. They didn't even do that. They didn't change her look at all.
Didn't she co-star with a chick that was tossing a dude salad? Didn't she?
Yeah. What's her name was in that?
What's her name?
Oh God.
I just tossed your man's salad.
Taryn Manning.
Oh yeah.
Remember Taryn Manning from
God
Orange Is the New
her.
Black?
Yeah.
Where did she faded away quickly?
Yeah.
I don't know why that just.
I was just hitting your man's butthole. She's posting TikTok videos to the guy's wife. You know who else in that movie is Zoe Saldana, and she looks exactly the same today.
Mm-hmm.
Black don't crack.
She looks great. Dominican don't dent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she looks great. So anyway, for whatever reason, they're making a big deal about the fact that Crossroads, the Britney Spears film, which by my recollection, it didn't really do much when it was out, did it?
It is a cult classic, though. Neither did Hocus Pocus, but people still like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd is in the movie, Kim Cattrall.
I feel like it was streamed before because that's how I saw it. I didn't have the DVD or something. I feel like it was on cable television. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
2002. They're dropping it the same day that it was dropped in theaters 22 years ago. 2002 was 22 years ago.
Yep.
I want to die.
Oh, my God. So, yeah. Because you can Google a movie and it'll tell you where you can watch it. And a lot of places it isn't, So then you Google, can I stream this somewhere? Whatever. And that, for instance, God, what was the one? Oh, Payback is finally streaming.
Oh, where?
Amazon, I think. I was watching it over our holiday break.
You know what they just put on? I think Bird on a Wire.
With Mel Gibson.
Speaking of Mel Gibson, they just put Bird on a Wire on Netflix, and I haven't seen that since I was a kid. And I was watching a little of that, and wow.
With Goldie Hawn.
Yeah. It's a dumb movie, but I like it.
You're a pain in my ass!
That's a clip from Bird on a Wire.
Mm-hmm.
That's him talking to Goldie Hawn in the movie.
What?
Yeah, Payback from 97, 98. It's never been streaming. And then one day I'm clicking around.
There it is.
I go into the main.
Ransom. I wanted to put Ransom on there.
Ransom. Give me back my son.
Give me back my son.
Yeah, because I go into the main search on Roku just to find out where it is. Then it will tell you. And Payback's right there. And now Crossroads will be too. Today is the day, by the way, that Amazon starts putting ads in. So it was nice while it lasted. The age of ad-free cheap streaming is officially over. unless you've opted to pay extra, which I have. It's $2.99 a month extra.
I tell my brother to step his weight up because I can't tolerate no ads.
Nobody gets tickets because of you.
Step his weight up. Why don't you pay the $2.99?
No, I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to give him $3 a month.
No.
You're using his Amazon
His Amazon.
that he's paying for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he also pays for Spotify Premium. And I remember when he cut it off the one day, I got in the car and it was just like, you have been removed from Spotify. I was like, wait, what's going on here? I called him right away. I said, there must be some mistake. I was like, since I was cut off from the family streaming platform of Spotify. He was like, yeah. He was like, I was short this month. I'm like, well, you need to cut that back on pronto. And he did. But
I mean, that's one thing you never have to worry about with our free iHeartRadio app.
It'll cut out on its own. Good employees.
It's funny because it's true. Anywho, boy, he's really nickel and diming. If he's like, I cut you off Spotify because I'm short this month? Isn't like a $1 difference between an individual and a family?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, of course he doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
He's
what it is.
screaming at them stepkids, I guess.
But it's real different. Like when you have like the Spotify Premium and then you get like the regular Spotify, like you can't skip. Like I was like, if I like a song, I just have to like tolerate it. It's maddening. You only get,
how could you tolerate something?
You only get 6 skips. I'm like, 6 skips.
What are you skipping?
There's just some songs I don't want to listen to. So I got to be subjected to listen to.
Why don't you dial up the ones you want to listen to?
Because you can't do that
it's
as
on a
much.
Playlist.
Yeah, it's all playlists when you don't have as many options.
Well, anyway, today's the day that they're dropping ads into your Amazon video experience. And so ad-free is over. There's going to be ads in Netflix, or there are, I guess, unless you pay for one of the tiers. And Hulu has them every 45 seconds. And I think HBO Max has them now. And yeah, I know. There's native ads and there's ones they add and there's, but today is, for people who paid for Amazon Prime, that was for a long time, in an attempt to avoid that. So I guess in the initial run of this, I'm sure what they're interested to see is how many people cancel Prime altogether. Because what they're banking on is that most people, by and large, are not going to pay the extra $2.99. So the plan is like, and that's a big hook for these advertisers, is we're going to make billions of dollars because people are not going to pay $2.99 to not watch ads.
It's not fair. It's just not fair.
Well, it's nothing about fair. I mean, these companies are trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And
they need to have record profits, and they got to keep finding new ways to make that money.
The old days of being awash in startup cash are over.
But they lied.
About what?
All these streaming platforms said there was going to be no commercials.
They never said that.
Yes, they did. When you first sign on.
At the time, they go, no ads.
Right now.
Things change all the time. Yeah, change all the time. And by the way, nothing's stopping anybody. Nobody's telling people to keep these services.
Yeah, there's free movies and videos on YouTube. Like
with ads.
Yeah, some of them, but like Judge Judy, like if I want to watch good episodes, they have literally like 3-hour streaming of like Judge Judy. That's more episodes than you could ever watch in a day.
3 hours?
Well, the
cases are really short though.
The way they're selling these, they're like, hey, the ad tiers are cheaper. But I mean, Apple TV still doesn't have ads because Apple still has a ton of cash. So who knows how long that will be. Apple is so diversified that they might be able to hold out longer than anybody else. I think Amazon held out for a long time too. And they, but today's the day.
They got money. They're just being greedy. I don't like these greedy corporations.
What? These corporations are being greedy?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't like it.
Well, but a lot of these streamers, they didn't have as many competitors when they got going too. Mm-hmm. So they're like, well, this is what it is.
It's just rude.
Rude.
It's just so rude.
Again, you're not paying for anything, so what do you care?
That's why I'm not paying for it, because it's rude.
Oh, you preemptively decided to
said-
not kick in on your.
Yes, it's rude.
I see.
I don't do it at protest, but if he says he got another account that I'm able to hop on, I'm going to hop on.
I mean, why don't you kick in on one of the streamers and let him hop on?
When I get one, I will. But I don't have any.
Because you're on everybody else's.
Correct.
Right. What I'm saying is, why don't you go, let me take this one over.
Yeah.
Pick one. Let me take this one over.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Your brother's like, yeah, I can't afford you this month. And Poundcake goes, nah, you better step
They don't
up.
charge you per account. You just get like a household.
Yeah, but then how did he kick you off if he's paying for a household?
No, that was Spotify.
That's what I'm saying.
So it wasn't just me. He discontinued like the entire premium package. So you
I see.
you either get Spotify free or you get like the premium and you can get I don't know 4 or whatever people on there. And so he just got rid of the premium and whatever money was left over, he got to keep it that month.
Well, it is, you know,
the
people.
barracks.
The trouble
This
is,
is ghetto.
the trouble is, people have gotten used to a fire hose of content for a long time. It was a good run, but that stuff costs money, and they don't have any anymore. So they're like, well, this is what it is.
Just wait till OnlyFans just hits you with the ads. Like, sorry, I know my content says $9.99 a month, but since I'm not getting any subscribers right before, the money shot, you're going to be hit with an ad, right before the money shot.
I mean, it's kind of what people are doing with the pay-per-views within the OnlyFans, where they're like, yeah, you can subscribe for $3, but if you want to actually see anything, it's going to be $10 a video or whatever.
Yeah, those people with the free OnlyFans, they get me. They get me every time because they're like, my OnlyFans is free. That's right, free.
But if you want to see anything,
yeah, you got to shell out $25
I'm like,
or whatever.
I can see some leg hair, and then you want to be like, oh, unblock, buy to unblock. I'm like, no, not gonna do that.
You're not buying any sense of the word.
well, again, people have to decide what they do and don't want to do with their entertainment dollar. Same as it ever was. Back in the day, you had to decide if you were going to go to see a movie or not. And now it's, just because people have all these services.
People like the experience of going. It was never just the movie that people want to see. Yeah, people want to see movies, but they can also wait till they get home or wait till they come out on DVD.
Right. What I'm
whatever.
saying is,
They like the experience.
Right, but they didn't have options then either. I mean, when I was a kid, it took a year for a movie to get out on VHS, and when it did, it was $90. If you
Or
wanted
you
to,
could go rent it, but you'd also have to hope that they had it at the video store.
yeah.
Hope they had copies.
I mean, if you wanted to buy a new movie on VHS,
$90.
it was like
That's hilarious.
$85.
I don't remember it being that much.
Well, because by the time they got around to you being able to buy them, they would they'd be cheaper.
I'm talking late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
when I was
when they
managing
were first coming out.
when I was managing Blockbuster Video, if you wanted to buy a brand new movie, it was $90. I mean, when somebody would lose a rental, a new release, they'd lose one. I specifically remember this one guy. It was just like a 90-degree summer, and this guy, we were calling him all the time. Couldn't find it. It was lost. So we were like, well, we're going to charge you for the whole thing then. He finally found it under the seat of his car. It was melted. He brought it in. He was screaming because we were still going to charge him. We're like, we can't. This isn't.
We can't use this.
This isn't part of our inventory anymore, sir. We were looking for a usable return. But again, you'd get charged $90. So no wonder these people were screaming, but that's what it was.
And there'd also be releases that were cheaper.
PVTs. Previous viewed tapes.
But also like mass releases like kids' movies, Disney movies, and stuff like that. Those weren't $90.
No.
But if you
Still
wanted
30.
like 25, 30, yeah. Because we had a pretty good VHS collection, and they came down pretty rapidly once you got into the 90s. But mid 80s to like 90, 91, I remember going to Tower City and going to a video store that sold stuff, and they had movies that you hadn't seen out to buy, like not Terminator 2, which they had a ton of copies of, but the original Terminator was expensive. It was like $60 to try and buy a copy of